meditation call for October 14th, Wednesday, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a Time for Change Awakening call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. As always, I recommend that people bring something to write with. You still can't beat the old hard copy. Computers are great, but it's a great backup to have a hard copy. A lot of the times, or just about all the time, our minds hypnotize us. It might sound strange to some, but understand that it's like a funnel that is constantly shooting or moving thoughts to you. And it feeds us stories about ourselves. Everything. It's everything. And the more we stop paying attention so much to it, what happens is that when we let go of believing in each one of these myths, is what they are, they are simply lies that keep you trapped in the great grand illusion. Instead, you turn your attention towards what is real. That which is real never, ever changes. It is the priceless truth of what and who we all truly are. You could probably, if you wanted to, you could see what is it that is beyond the story. What's creating all these stories? And that's what they are, they're stories. Who is really behind all these ideas and concepts that make up every story in your mind? It's like, you ever been to a movie at a theater, very sure you all have, that hypnotize and memorize us to believe in many fantastic and false things about ourselves and this world. But they only distract us from finding the real us, the real you. So it's almost like you're mesmerized, you're taken in with this movie. And you decide to say to yourself, well, I'm going to wake up and walk out of the cinema hall today. Each of us have the power to step into the real us, or the real you, that is story-free, who has no level of attachment to any particular movie. This is where you'll find freedom, passion, true love, and enlightenment again and again. So isn't it interesting how our minds, when they are the master, the mind is the master and the ego is the master, what do you think you get? You usually are completely distracted from you, from the God within you, the pure consciousness. And most of the time we're distracted, just like a movie distracts us. And the mind is a perpetual movie. But it's knowing this that is phenomenal. It's being able to say that to yourself. This isn't a judgment, it is an absolute awareness that you start to figure out what it is that needs you around. And you believe that it's you, but it's your mind. So this is how we begin to master the mind. First, you acknowledge and you know the mind isn't an enemy. It's just a really bad master. It's a great servant. And once you understand that, then you begin to realize it's, well, fine, then you decide that you're going to step out of the cinema, the no longer going to watch that movie. That you're going to direct and guide you through the heart mind over the mind. And it works. But you have to practice. You choose to practice. It isn't a one-shot deal. And it's all about surrendering, all of us. And it's you think that you can surrender. You surrender once, and once you figure out what it is. A lot of us have this feeling that, I can't surrender. What is that, surrender? It's giving up? No, it's not giving up. God is there only if you surrender. Surrender makes anything God. Surrender gives you the eyes, and everything that is brought to these eyes becomes divine also. We have so many different ways to approach life as there are people living on this planet. So let's just say billions of different ways to approach life. The one path that is flawless and transcends all the others is that of deep eternal love. And just by letting yourself be fully submerged for even one moment in pure love, can you instantly feel like you are reborn. Totally fresh and new, ever present. You begin vibrating at a higher level of consciousness and perceiving things as they really are. It's only when we choose, because no one can really force you to surrender, really, and not the kind of surrender where someone's beating on you to surrender. Only when you surrender to love are you truly alive. And look at how many on this planet are in that opposite mode. They're distraction. They're fighting. They're pulling, trying to stretch. And all along, the fear that many of us have is actually surrendering to the love that we are, that we truly are. We fight that. That's why we have all the turmoil and the stresses. Only through love are you able to see for the very first time with clear eyes who you truly are and why you are here. Through this deep surrender, our life mission will be perpetually revealed. And we will understand how the universe is carrying us as if we were in a protected cocoon in each moment of our lives. And you see, some of us will surrender, but not consciously. So you really don't know you surrender. You just surrender unconsciously or subconsciously. By consciously surrendering to the most loving feeling you can fathom, there is nothing that can harm or threaten you in any way. Stilling the mind it's for each of us to learn that in our own way, through meditation, through just being. We're all Buddhas, if you will. And we just haven't discovered the genuineness of the love within us. See, we've been taught that we have to seek it outside of ourselves. And that's what most of us do. And we believe that. So it's real to us because we create that. And that is the direction that the most of the civilization runs on, probably 99.999%. That the love that everybody talks about throughout the ages isn't being in love with somebody. That's not it. That's not what the depth of it is. It is being in love with you and with the God within you. That's love. Only then are you able to truly understand what loving everything is. It isn't a lust discover this fully, and you have no issue with embracing it, then everything outside of you shifts and changes. You know, we all are, so many of us feel alone. I hear this all the time. Feel alone, I'm alone, I don't like being alone, I'm tired of being alone, I'm tired of coming. You know why that is? It's because you're so distracted from that which is within you. Really, truly. Because when you do that, when you make that commitment, and only you can do it, what happens is that everything outside of you shifts, it changes. Why? Because you have surrendered. You have surrendered to externality. Doesn't mean that you're going to go crawl into a cave or a cabin in the hills somewhere and then just cut yourself off. It just means that you understand that the motion picture, the cinema that you view outside yourself is just that. And the mind feeds incessant thoughts constantly at you. Now, you imagine that when you aren't aware and all this is going on. You don't have why would you know? You don't. Then what happens, see, is that you have all the religions also. And when you begin to understand that everything outside of you, everything outside of you, is a movie, and there's many playing. You ever seen those walls where you've got all these different squares and they're all depicting different scenes? And that's basically what it is. You look over here and you see this is going on, over here this is going on, and then straight ahead of you this is going on, and behind you this is going on. And you're surrounded by all this, and this is going on. And this is going on, and see, you're influenced. We all are. Because it's been so long since we've been within ourselves that many of us don't know how to get home. We don't know how. Why would we? So, you know, through generations and generations and generations of civilization, it's kind of like you're lost, see? And you don't know who you are, but you think you do. From externality and external influences and all of the cinemas, motion pictures that are not in your heart mind, but in your mind. It's just like a projector is constantly playing, eternally. And we embrace that. And why wouldn't we? Because we look at it and we're mesmerized by it, in a way. It's not like we're all just standing there like deers in the headlights of a car. It's like we're so immersed in it that we become it. What about the God within? What about the pure consciousness? We don't know it's there. We don't know it's there. And then there's some of us that kind of know it's there, but are fearful to go there. Because it is not within their circle of comfort. See? Have you ever been in a situation? You might be on a date, you might be doing something with a group of people, but whatever. But you're in this, each of us do this. None of us are exempt from it. We have this kind of a territory or circle where we feel comfortable and we feel content in that circle. And every single time something comes in from outside of us that, someone says to you, why don't you try that? And you could be sitting at dinner, at lunch or something with someone, and you have a specific kinds of food. I'm sure you've all experienced this, and you say, well, I like this, and I like this, and I like this. And then you come across something that is you've never had. You've never tried it. And so the person that you're having the meal with, say, and you're looking at the menu, and they say, well, don't you try that? Have you ever tried that before? Nah, I probably wouldn't like it. Have you ever done that? And you don't feel comfortable picking it. You're drawn back to the things that you're familiar with because you've had them before. They've tasted good, and you like them. But outside that circle, that comfort area, you just, it's like you're in bed. It's a cold winter's morning, and, you just want to stay there bundled up and just comfortable, and you just want to just kind of lay back. But you don't want to get out. You ever done that? Similar situations? This is what happens. We become so conditioned from the externality in this life, in our existence in this life, that we will not step outside of it. No matter, even if it pulls you, maybe you should try it. What if I don't like it? I'm hungry. I know this over here. I'll eat that. Now, that analogy is about everything. For many of us, we have a very difficult time stepping outside our comfort circles. And we have a very difficult time on knowing when surrender is. When we surrender to love, the love within us, the love that we are, it's a magical, mysterious experience that contains only positive outcomes. It spontaneously occurs when we trust that everything, thought, and experience is always occurring for the highest good of all concerned. So this creates an outpouring of goodness into our consciousness, which gets downloaded into our lives. An outpouring of goodness into our consciousness, which gets downloaded into our lives. There is nothing that we can imagine worrying about or being afraid of once our act of surrender is true and real, right? Because the mind and the ego will trick us, and we move from the ego mind, and we think that we've done this. And we believe it's true and real, but it isn't. Man cannot discover new oceans until he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. You've probably heard that before. See, we want to keep our eye on that shoreline. Now, we'll go out, but as long as we can see that shoreline, we're good. We feel good. And we just kind of go on the water, and I can still see land. I'm all right. And I've been with people that have done that, where they say, as long as I can see land, I'm fine. Because when land disappears, I am not fine. So, when each of us choose and honestly learn how to surrender to the highest, deepest eternal love that we can imagine, we will discover that we have something very valuable to give. And the life energy that is flowing through each and every one of us is so powerful, so magniglorious, and enlightening that we become a lamp. I'd rather use the word floodlight for others to find their way through the darkness inside each and every one of us. It's a choice. Do you become enlightened that you can become a floodlight for others to find their way through the darkness inside? It's from letting go of ourselves and completely letting love take over you. And that, this perpetual gift of enlightening energy, starts to naturally, without pushing, without pulling, without being evaluated, analyzed, naturally, organically spill out onto our outer worlds. We've all been so configured through thousands and thousands and thousands of years we don't understand that it's all about you, each and every one of us. When we do that, everything else shifts and changes. When we genuinely embrace that journey within us, and we do it consistently, every day, all day long, all night, all morning, where we're constantly practicing this, because that's what it takes. We can't do it intermittently, because the mind and the ego are there. We have been so conditioned by them, and we have been in their service for a very long time. Now, and this is surrendering to love, and it creates only easy, positive, and joyful circumstances in our lives. But it is not for wimps, okay? It's not for those who are not courageous. It takes tremendous courage, focus, and patience to trust it, just to trust it. There is every chance that the ego will take the steering wheel and control your life, driving it back into the grave. That chance is always there. There is every chance, every time that any of us surrender to love, genuinely, knowingly, it creates easy and positive, joyful circumstances in your life. Yet, this path is not for the wimps, the non-courageous. It takes tremendous courage and focus and patience to trust it. And then, of course, you're faced with every chance that the ego will take the steering wheel and control your life, driving it back into the grave. Trusting love is surrendering to it. And a lot of people go, what does that mean? Love yourself exactly as you are in this very moment. And understand that the juiciest love is when it is beyond your control. That's the phenomenal part. That the deepest love is when it is beyond your control. Love is the energy that illuminates the consciousness of the one who is in control of your life. The one, the God, the pure consciousness. Love is the energy that illuminates the consciousness of the one who is in control of your life. Now, if you want to have some real fun in this life, it's not about controlling anything. It's about total surrender. Absolute surrender means you have given up your personal agenda. Personal agenda. How many can do that? Your fantasy ticket to freedom and allowed yourself to melt and merge into your divine presence that is in this moment. It's only in the moment. Falling into something that is much bigger than your ideas are. Through surrender, each of us have no argument or fight within us. All our walls, all our blocks, and all our personal problems dissolve because we don't try to overcome them. We don't try to overcome them. We simply let the path of trusting love guide us on through. Again, guys, it's like in the boat. I've used it many times. You've got two boats on the shore. Canoes, And one's got oars, and one doesn't. One is facing upstream against the current, right? Now they're on shoreline. The other one's facing downstream along with the current. This is simply understanding which one you're going to take. Because who is in control? Where is our trust? The God within you is in control. The pure consciousness, not the mind, not the ego. So you leave it alone. You say, fine, my God is in control. So then you surrender, and then you can have some real fun in this life. You're not concerned about controlling anything. It's about total surrender. Absolute surrender means you have given up your personal agenda, your fantasy ticket to freedom, and allowed yourself to melt and merge into your divine presence that is in this moment, falling into something that is much bigger than your ideas. Through surrender, we have no argument or fight within us. All our walls, blocks, and personal problems dissolve because we don't try to overcome them. We simply let the path of trusting love guide us on through. Now, we all will find on this enlightening path that the more we do surrender, the more love we'll have for ourselves. And this love, this loving voyage, is not egotistical or narcissistic. It is simply a returning home to the infinite source of our being. This is the deepest form of love, which is always abundant, with a bliss consciousness that is ever present and limitless. It is like being bathed in a warm, relaxing, healing fountain of golden energy that caresses our hearts, our mind, and spirit with tender feelings of joy and easiness. This is our natural state of being when surrender is total. Not a little bit, not half, not three-quarters, but total. This is what generates us to remember that life is not just good, it is absolutely divine and is a pure joy and phenomenal, magna glorious to be alive. Where do we find ecstasy? Well, I think most of us believe that's outside of us. We find it within ourselves. It is not out there. Now, you could go to someone and say that to them repeatedly. Share that with them. Talk with them about it. But unless they feel it and they choose it, it's futile. It is in our innermost flowering. The one we are looking for, the one you were looking for, the one you have spent your entire life to this now moment, is you. The love you've been looking for your whole life, your whole entire life, is you. You are the traveler. You are the destination. You're the traveler and you're the destination. In experiencing the ecstasy of your own being, you have achieved the final goal. When you have achieved the final goal by discovering consciously and experiencing the ecstasy of your own being, experiencing the ecstasy of your own being. How many of us have been able to do that without getting angry, without getting defensive, combative? That only happens when we do not know who we are inside. Even though we try to fool ourselves through the ego mind that we do know. And when we do this, when we decide to do it, in our own way. As we practice surrendering into higher love, you will see that God is here now. And the divine is our deepest essence. And only through surrender can we see it. Surrender brings forth our divine purpose, knowledge, and consciousness out into our lives, unlocking the narrowed mind and revealing the most enlightening being inside you. It is the secret to discovering our divinity and knowing you are one with infinite spirit and source. See this in your heart, mind's motion picture. It is through this path that we will discover a richer experience of life, knowing ourselves to be divine and truly appreciating our lives in this amazing world. People say, well, love is a struggle. It's supposed to be. Love is not meant to be a struggle. Life is really a bitch. It really sucks at times. Neither is your life. Love is not meant to be a struggle. Neither is your life. If you feel like your life needs a tune-up, then I would suggest getting into you, understanding you, all of you, every single inch of you, every atom of you. It is absolute, complete, when you determine that you have found ecstasy within yourself and it is not out there. You are the traveler and you are the destination. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I am sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. This is easy to do if you're not going through the mind and the ego. You just say to the body, let's just let go of all the debris. Let's leave the theater. Let's go out into the street and breathe the fresh air that's being bathed in sunshine. Let's do that. And the body relaxes. You drop the shoulders. You relieve the tension and the stress, the worry, the constant worry. We are all in some way, shape, form of frequency at constant worry, some degree of it. We just let go because we know it doesn't serve our greater good. Does pain, sorrow, and anguish serve our greater good? We've already experienced it. Why would we continually experience it? Because we get caught in the mind and the ego, and we create more of it. We create more of it. So the body relaxes head to toe, inside now. You can feel it relaxing. You feel every tendon, every muscle, every artery relax completely. You don't even care to move because you're not outside yourself. Then you move into the now. What is the now? People ask me that. What really is the now? It's this very moment that you're in, moment to moment. It's exactly moment to moment. That's the now. Whatever you're doing right now, that's the now. And in the now, we create our futures. We do not create our pasts. Our pasts are dead, gone, completely over. We've already experienced it. And some of us reminisce because we have memories of wonderful times and things. And sometimes not too wonderful times, but a lot of us will gravitate towards the wonderful times. And then we move on. Unfortunately, we skip over the now and we're into the future. And here's the now, just sitting there, nobody paying any attention to the now. You remind yourself, you start off by reminding yourself the now. Get a clock, you could get them online, they're very cheap. wall clock. All it says is the now, where all the numbers are. They've got wristwatches that say, now, where all the numbers are. It reminds you of the now. And if you need that helps. I am in the now, every moment. And how do you focus staying in the now? Because a lot of us will go into the past, we stay there too long, we visit it way too often, and then we bring the past into a future that doesn't exist, create that future into that past, and that past into that future, and then we relive the past in that future. It's not real fun because it's like putting on a pair of old shoes that were once comfortable but now are all stiff and brittle, and it feels like you're walking in bricks. So we focus on the now, and the breath keeps us focused on the now. We're always wandering. All of us are wandering. We're wandering through the master, the mind and the ego mastering us, playing us like puppets through life, okay? And it's all external, all around us. So in the now, our breath focuses us. It's like our breath is an ally. And we're able to, when we focus on the breath, we know I'm in the now. I'm in this very moment. I'm focusing on my breath. You still the mind and the ego. So as you focus on your breath, you move into the now. Breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine? Because it literally sustains the vessel that holds the kingdom of God within it, the pure consciousness. So this divine positive energy, we ease it in, we take a nice easy breath in through the nose and a breath out through the mouth, and we've relaxed the body, we're in the now, and then we're going to take the breath up through the center of our bodies. And we have 7 colored wheels of light, energy vortexes. They're called chakras. And these are the bridge between spiritual, physical, spiritual, back and forth, back and forth. They're our connection to the divine amongst everything else. They're part of the particles of existence. So we take the divine positive energy, our breath, focused in the now, relax the body, and these wheels of light, they're all flowers, different kinds of flowers and different geometrical shapes in the centers. And we have the God force energy flowing through it, like we're a perpetual fountain. It all comes up over the head, back down and around. And you see this in your heart-mind's motion picture. So we start with the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is our career, money, mindset, sense of belonging. It represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. It's the base of our spine and tailbone area. Emotional issues or survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana, sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection with the ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Our emotional issues are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. Physical associations, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we move to the Manipura, solar plexus chakra, personal power and ability to channel. This is the golden yellow wheel of light. It's our ability to be confident and flow in this life. Because the God and the pure consciousness is in control, and we're just along for the ride. The journey, the traveler, the destination. Remember, each of us are the traveler and the destination. It's in the upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues are self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. Physical association is central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we go to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the anahata. This is our ability to love. It's the center of the chest just above the heart. With emotional issues, love, joy, and inner peace, physical association is heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, and immune system. Isn't that something? Our ability to love. And where is it located? Center of chest, just above the heart. It's the love within us. Our ability to love ourselves, therefore we wouldn't be able to love anything else if we didn't love ourselves and know it consciously. Then we go to the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, self-expression. Our throat chakra, it's our ability to talk, communicates in our throat. Communication is self-expression of feelings and the truth. Our physical association is thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we go to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, direction in life. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. You see the forest through the trees. Location is the forehead between the eyes. You can call it the brow chakra. Emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes and sinuses. Then we go to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. Connection to the divine. What is that? It's what we are. Connection to you within. The pure consciousness, the God, the source creator. This is the highest chakra, our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's the very top of our head. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. Physical association, pineal gland, brain, nervous system. Now we've taken our divine positive energy, our breath, all the way up through these energy vortexes, these wheels of light, these chakras, along with our God force energy, our chi. And we hold it at the top of our heads. And we hold it for just a brief moment. I am light. I am love. I am. And in that moment, we condense it into pure liquid energy. And we release it over our pineal glands. Now, you can view the pineal gland in your heart, mind, motion picture anytime you choose. I see it as a rosebud, a green ball. And when I release this liquid energy over it, it immediately blooms full blossom into a beautiful, vibrant, shimmering rose with just many, many multicolored petals and a beautiful fragrance. And it expands the pineal, and the pineal becomes fully operational, full health, because it is the gateway to all the particles of existence, to the God, to the pure consciousness, and beyond. So it's very important to us while we're in these bodies. And once you do that, it completely opens. And all of the locks, all the shackles, all the obstacles are completely vaporized. And you can be everywhere, everything and everything, nothing and nothing at the same time. We're also consciously aware that we are all of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're also aware that we're merged. We're one. The body, the soul, the spirit, the higher self, the God, the pure consciousness, source creation. We're all one. So in our reality within ourselves, we walk this world, this planet, and we are the paradise, that this planet becomes the paradise. We are the heaven walking the planet Earth, Gaia Arya. Now, we have others with us. We have the Archangels. The cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. Now, this is a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency than we do. Period. They vibrate at a higher frequency than we do. Now, we see them, but we don't know they're them. Because they can be a neighbor. They can be a spouse. They can be a friend. They can be a stranger. They can come in the form of a bird, a pet, a dog, a cat. They can come in all forms. And we meet them. And when we don't know it when we're meeting them, but we know something's different until the meeting is over and it just dawns on us. It was an angel. And see, we're part of them, they're part of us. So it's obvious that we like interacting. And 50, 60,000 of them can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. A large number in a small area. Now, they are consciously aware, as we are, that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now, we also have the Ascended Masters. These are those who have mastered ascending out of body, holding God form, pure consciousness. And we are mastering ascending into body to experience physical form. Are we part of them, they part of us? Are we them, they us? Yes. They're consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And all three of us as groups, but one, are gathered. We're compelled to call upon all of the other reflections of us. All the different particles, different facets, aspects. So we call out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us this now in this meditation to form the circle of light. They come in the Plexus. One Plex fills this universe. They come in trillions from every direction. And they are with us now. See this in your heart-mind motion picture. You're the watcher, watching all of parts of you assemble as one. No separation. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, and Garta beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations and species. Only those consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. Somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Now, the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, this includes all of their levels and species within each civilization. That includes the good, and the bad in those civilizations. The Pleiadians, the Syrians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Greys, Nords, Draco Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of the body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, this meditation, forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. Now, we're only somewhat familiar with a fraction of them. Their shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we've never seen. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, this meditation, to form this circle of light. Just to name those that we are somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions. And they are with us now. We're all together, consciously. The one. The collective consciousness. See it. Feel it in your heart minds, your motion picture. You're watching it all. Arm in arm, God to God. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness and kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all deep, eternal love, and our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all form a massive circle of light, coming together as one, as we are, always will be, forever. This is the God-light energy, the frequency of pure consciousness, source creator. This light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. We take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even come to its brilliance, its brightness. This is pure, deep, eternal love. It's what we are. Within, deep within our core. It floods all of our brothers and sisters, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, the circle of light. It's pure, deep, eternal love. It floods and saturates all of us perpetually. And we begin to ascend above the planet. And as we do that, we come into a gossamer field. It's a sea. It's just as far as you can see it. These little teeny mirrors reflecting vibrant colors of all of us. all of us gathered here, for the liberation of this planet. And we're met immediately with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued from head to toe, inside now, eternally, perpetually, with a white fire God armor, pure conscious armor, pure deep eternal love. It cannot be breached from any external authority, any external power, anything externally. Cannot even scratch it. We are perpetually protected 24/7. But you have the power. Only you. And if you whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, and you create a breach, and you do this by staying yourself in low ebb of depression, anxiety, stress, fear, hatred, anger, distrust, self-judgment, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, thus allowing all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Like attracts like. If you choose to do this, then you're met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame, and we can literally transmute all of these lower survival dark matter frequencies into neutral light substances, to send them back to pure consciousness where they're gone. They're no more. Then we're met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse, purify, balance, restore our God force energy, our deep, eternal love light energy. Head to toe, sealing the breach, balancing us into deep, eternal love. We are then met with the golden white, pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that where the sun sets, where the sun rises, where the bliss, where the joy. When your sun rises, everybody is bathed in it. When your sun sets, everybody's bathed in it. When you're a rainbow, everybody smiles. When you're the rain, everybody is cooled. When you're the ocean, the water, everyone is bathed. When you're the trees, everyone is shaded. You're everything. Everything and everything. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we continue to ascend, some of us step outside our physical form and just effortlessly float above them. We look upon space and we see this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system. So it doesn't take much to see in its column this massive oblong sphere. So it's kind of a stretched sphere in one direction. And in the center is this massive golden white light, and it's sending out soft, shimmering waves of pure, deep, eternal love. The love that you are. See? The reflection of the love within you. And then all of the multitude of colors that are prismed surrounding this heart, this golden white light, are waving out softly, which are deep eternal gratitude, which are joy. It's your reverberation. All of that is what you are within. So it reverberates out and saturates you. And as you become to know who and what you are, it begins to come out. You're this sphere. We all are. It is the reflection of who and what we truly are within us to discover and to embrace eternally. Now we look and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 3 years ago. It holds well over 1,000 of our meditations. See this in your heart minds, the motion picture. See all of us gathered. See this. Feel it. Because it is you. All these meditations in perpetual motion with the deepest of eternal love and gratitude, coming from all of us, from everything and nothing and nothing, as the one, liberating this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. That's why this sphere bathes and floods, saturates all of us inside and out, head to toe. Because it's us, loving ourselves. And remember, also with the crystalline light tower, the golden ocean that floods us all in the same deep eternal love, because of the fact that it is you. You're the drop of the golden ocean. You contain this golden ocean's essence. The golden ocean contains your essence. You're the golden ocean. You're both within the deep core of who and what you truly are. So this is why our meditative sphere can be seen, heard, felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Every single second. Every single second. You, each and every single one of us, are the traveler and the destination. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. breath in through the nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. You, each of us, are the traveler and the destination. So take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, and into the night, and the following morning. We'll be back here Thursday, October 15th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. We'll also be back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Time for Change Awakening call.